Hey there, I'm Robin, and today we are taking a look under the hood at a simple and cost-effective way of inspecting the AC system in your car. Checking the condenser. Not only is checking the condenser easy and effective, it's also obligatory for a periodic inspection of the AC system. This diagnostic can save you a lot of expense and a lot of headache. The condenser is placed in the front of the vehicle. It's typically attached to other heat exchangers in the engine compartment, such as the radiator or the intercooler, and its operation is usually supported by an electric fan. Making sure your condenser is operating properly is super important because it affects the entire AC system's operation. It makes sure the refrigerant changes from a gaseous form to a liquid form, which we know as the condensation process. This happens through a heat exchange process, where the refrigerant heat is extracted and exchanged with the ambient air. Now, if your condenser isn't up to par, this will make your AC system unable to produce cold air. But what's even more important is that a malfunctioning condenser can expose other system components to accelerated, premature, and extensive wear. Specifically, the AC compressor will overheat if your condenser is malfunctioning. A lot of people don't prioritize the condenser during the system inspection because they are focused on the system's charge, leakage, or compressor operation. And what they don't realize is that a lot of the time, the system problems have their root cause in the condenser problems. Since the condenser is exposed to extreme wear and tear, is made of thin aluminum, and works with a highly pressurized refrigerant, it's pretty fragile. It doesn't take much for it to leak or break. Now, one of the tools you'll need for this will be your eyes. That's right, we recommend a regular visual inspection of the condenser surface, and that you replace it whenever you find a serious problem. It can save you from expensive system and compressor repairs, and having the car already in the garage, it won't take too much time to perform a simple visual check. Now, let's take a look under the hood. The only way you'll be able to tell if there are any signs of potential failures is if you have unhindered access to the component and its entire surface. Some of the typical failures of the condenser that you're going to want to keep an eye out for include corrosion, especially underneath the condenser, where tubes and fins are exposed to the humidity and aggressive street salting the most. The corrosion often starts at the fins between the channels. Even if the condenser still looks tight, the deteriorated fins will always lead to inefficiency in the AC system. One row of missing fins can decrease the condenser capacity by up to 5%, and an ineffective condenser will increase the workload on other system components, especially the compressor. In the worst case scenario, an ineffective condenser can lead to it becoming overheated and having a complete seizure. Now, without the fins, the entire construction of the condenser gets loosened and destabilized. In a shaky condition like the engine compartment, it might not be long before the condenser gets a serious leakage, as the tubes disconnect from the side tanks. The next common failure of condensers is leaking. Leaks can also be spotted on the condenser surface and should be considered a serious threat to the system. Remember, leaking leads to a lack of refrigerant, which means the system gets exposed to abnormal conditions without proper pressures and with limited lubrication. Oil residues on the condenser indicate leaks. As the oil travels along with the refrigerant, where there is a leak, the gaseous form of the refrigerant escapes through it, and the oil leaves tracks. Now, the leaks could be caused by corrosion or mechanical damages. The range of root causes for leaking can be pretty wide and difficult to avoid, including pressure cleaners, improper installation, insects, rocks, or even a fender bender can damage the fragile condenser surface, causing critical leaks. Most of the condenser leaks can be easily spotted by a UV lamp by tracking the dye if applied in the loop, or by using other leak detecting tools. Also, this visual inspection method can help you spot other failures that are not leaks, and would normally qualify the condenser to a replacement, like bent tubes or missing fins. You should always replace a condenser if it's leaking, has missing fins or deteriorated fins, has bent tubes, or really whenever you suspect it has an inner clog. So remember, always include a visual inspection of the condenser whenever servicing a car. Potential risks of serious and expensive failures can be prevented. If you wish to learn more about condenser failures, visit nissans.com/climate. I'm Robin, and thanks for letting me show you what's under the hood.